Walk into Best Buy, and you'll see something that should make you pause. The exact same spot where a $1,200 TV sat 3 years ago now has a $499 model with a bigger screen and more buzzwords on the box. Seems like a win, right? TVs are getting cheaper and better. Here's what they're not telling you. That $499 TV won't last half as long as the $1,200 one it replaced. And you're not replacing your TV because it broke. You're replacing it because manufacturers designed it to become obsolete long before the hardware failed. The TV replacement cycle in the US used to be 8.4 years. Now it's down to 6.6 years according to Circana, and it's still dropping. Industry analysts predict most people will be replacing TVs every 4 to 6 years by 2027. Not because they want to, because they have to. And here's the kicker. You're spending more money over time, getting less value, and dealing with constant headaches in between. The TV industry has figured out how to make you buy more TVs without making better TVs. And most people don't realize it's happening until it's too late. The math that doesn't add up. Let's start with the lifespan question. How long should a TV actually last? According to manufacturers, most modern TVs should last 5 to 7 years, with premium models reaching 10 years. LED backlights are rated for 40,000 to 60,000 hours. That's about 13 years if you watch 3 hours a day. OLED manufacturers like LG claim their panels can handle 100,000 hours, roughly 30 years of regular use. So on paper, you should be able to buy a TV and keep it for a decade or more, right? Wrong, because the industry isn't measuring lifespan by when the hardware failed. They're measuring it by when the software makes the TV unusable. Micro Center puts the actual functional lifespan at 5 to 7 years for LCD TVs. Premium brands last longer. Budget brands may begin developing issues much sooner. And the Home Technology Association, the people who actually install and service TVs, say expect 4 to 6 years before your TV starts to show its age. Notice the language, not failed. Shows its age. That's code for still works, but you'll hate using it. One TV Parts Today repair tech explained it bluntly. Modern televisions are engineered for performance, but not necessarily durability comparable to older CRT technology. Thinner frames, compact circuitry, and higher operating temperatures place more stress on internal components. As a result, the majority of smart TVs built after 2010 fall into a 5 to 7 year average lifespan unless they are well maintained. Translation: your old CRT TV from 1995 lasted 20 years because it was built to last. Your new smart TV won't because it was built to be replaced. The software trap nobody saw coming. Here's where it gets ugly. Most TVs don't die because the screen fails. They become obsolete because the software stops working. Smart TVs run operating systems that need updates, just like your phone. But unlike your phone, TV manufacturers don't support their software for very long. Samsung offers the longest support at 7 years for their newest One UI TV. That sounds good until you realize most manufacturers only commit to 2 to 3 years. LG promises 2 years. Sony, Panasonic, TCL, Toshiba, and Hisense gave no information when asked by which magazine in 2024. And even when they do provide updates, those updates often make the TV worse. One Sony Bravia owner said, "I've had a Sony Bravia for a bit more than 5 years now, and there are still updates. It runs so bad now that I have an Apple TV attached to it. If the operating system is important to you, I would stay away from Sony/Google TVs." Another user with a 2014 Samsung said, "Had its last update in 2020, but it destroyed the whole thing. When doing fast actions in the menu, the system crashes." Read on many forums, this is the way Samsung works. Planned obsolescence. That's the trap. You buy a TV expecting it to last 10 years. The manufacturer stops updating it after 3. By year 5, streaming apps start crashing or disappearing entirely. By year 7, Netflix stops supporting your TV model altogether. In 2026, Netflix stopped working on all Samsung, LG, Sony, and Panasonic smart TVs released before 2015. These are 10 to 11-year-old TVs. The panels work fine, but because the software is no longer supported, your $2,000 TV just turned into a monitor. The replacement cycle is accelerating. The data shows this isn't accidental, it's systematic. According to NPD and Circana research, the average TV replacement cycle dropped from 8.4 years to 6.9 years between 2011 and 2012. Then it fell again to 6.6 years by 2023. Industry analysts expect it to hit 4 to 6 years by 2027. That's a 40% reduction in TV lifespan in just 15 years. And the reasons manufacturers give? Declining prices, wider variety of sizes, desire for new features, but here's what they don't say. The TVs are designed to fail or become obsolete on that timeline. Like Omdia research found that the area replacement cycle, the time it takes people to upgrade their TV screen size, is 4 to 5 years. The unit replacement cycle is 6 to 7 years. Manufacturers know this, and they design products to match those cycles, not exceed them. One industry report stated it plainly. A TV set is unlikely to last as an integrated streaming unit for the 10 to 15 years they may have been used to analog sets lasting. They may need to get a new set every 5 to 10 years. May need, not might choose to, need to. The economics of obsolescence. Let me show you how this plays out financially. You buy a $499 TV. It lasts 5 years before the software becomes too slow to tolerate. Cost per year, $99.80. Your neighbor buys a $1,200 Sony. It lasts 10 years. Cost per year, $120. Seems like you saved money, right? Not quite. Yeah, because you didn't just use that TV for 5 years. You dealt with slowdowns starting in year 3, streaming apps crashing in year 4, menus taking 5 seconds to load by year 5. By the time you replace it, you've spent 2 years frustrated and considering replacement. Your neighbor's Sony ran smoothly for 8 years. Only the last 2 years were annoying enough to think about upgrading. And here's the real kicker. When you replace your $499 TV after 5 years, you buy another $499 TV. Now you've spent $998 over 10 years, or $99.80 per year. Your neighbor spent $1,200 total, or $120 per year. You saved $20 per year, and you dealt with 2 setup processes, 2 disposal headaches, and twice as much cumulative frustration. Was it worth it? The hardware fails faster too. It's not just software. The physical components are cheaper and fail sooner. Now, TV repair experts point to specific culprits: power supply boards, LED backlight strips, and capacitors. These components are rated for specific lifespans, and manufacturers are using cheaper versions that barely make it past warranty. One repair technician explained, power boards tend to wear out as TVs age, especially given the higher voltage demands and compact layouts of modern thin displays. Symptoms include failure to turn on, random shutdowns, or clicking noises during startup. LED backlights are rated for 40,000 to 60,000 hours, but that's under ideal conditions. In real-world use, mounted on a wall with poor ventilation, running at high brightness, they fail much sooner. RT Inc. ran an aggressive longevity test, simulating 10 years of home use. After 18 months, every single OLED TV tested showed some signs of permanent burn-in. Not some, every single one. And budget LED TVs, RTINGS, found 64% of edge-lit models developed uniformity issues during testing. 3 out of 7 showed problems at just 2,200 hours, about 1 year of typical use. These aren't outliers. These are the expected failure rates built into the product design. The warranty scam. Here's how manufacturers cover themselves. 1-year warranties on products designed to last 5 to 7 years. Most major brands, Sony, Samsung, LG, Vizio, offer 1 year of manufacturer's warranty. Maybe 18 months if you're lucky. After that, you're on your own. SlashGear explains the strategy. That grace period only lasts so long and may have qualifications such as where you live. This is also assuming you bought it new, as if you buy your TV used. It may not have a warranty at all. So the TV is designed to function well for 1 year, show its first problems in years 2 to 3, become annoying by year 4, and be unbearable by year 5. The manufacturer is only liable for the first year. Everything after that is your problem. And when you do have a problem in year 2 or 3, the repair costs are often close to the replacement cost. The average TV repair runs $207, with some reaching $350 according to Home Guide. For a $499 TV, that's 40% to 70% of the replacement cost. Most people just buy a new TV instead, which is exactly what the manufacturers want. The update paradox. Here's one of the cruelest ironies. Updates that are supposed to extend your TV's life often shorten it instead. Multiple users report the same pattern. Their TV works fine until a major software update, then performance tank. One NeoGAF user said, I never enabled my X900E to be online or to receive even one update, and it's run flawlessly for several years. I'm of the opinion that updates on some devices speed up manufactured obsolescence. Another LGC1 owner explained their strategy. I have Wi-Fi disconnected 99.99999% of the time. I only connect when I need to perform a firmware update. Without internet, the TV has extremely minimal smart TV aspects. The most recent update I did, I turned on the Wi-Fi and immediately got bombarded with about 15 consecutive text ads. So I updated and turned that shit off again. This is the update paradox. You need updates for security and app compatibility. But those same updates add features you don't want, slow down your processor, and fill your TV with ads. The updates keep your TV functional, but make it worse to use. And once manufacturers stop providing updates, usually after 2 to 5 years, your TV enters a death spiral. Apps stop working one by one. Security vulnerabilities pile up. Eventually, the TV is functional but useless. The hidden costs. Nobody mentions beyond the purchase price. Shorter replacement cycles create costs most people never calculate. Setup time. Every new TV requires hours of setup. Sign into streaming apps. Adjust picture settings. Configure HDMI inputs. Pair remotes. Connect sound systems. If you're doing this every 5 years instead of every 10, you're doubling your setup time investment. Disposal. TVs are electronic waste. You can't just toss them in the trash. You need to schedule a pickup, find a recycling center, or pay a disposal fee. Some retailers charge $25 to $100 for TV disposal. Every replacement adds this cost and hassle. Learning curve. Every TV manufacturer has a different interface, different remote layouts, different settings menus. When you replace your TV every 5 years, you're constantly relearning how to use basic features instead of mastering one system. Environmental cost. Consumer electronics generate 50 million tons of e-waste annually. TVs are a huge contributor. Shorter replacement cycles mean more waste, more environmental damage, and more resources consumed manufacturing replacement unit. And the psychological cost. The constant feeling that your TV isn't quite good enough, that the next model will fix all your problems, that you should have spent more, bought different, waited longer. It's designed to make you feel dissatisfied with what you own. The external streaming device workaround smart buyers have figured out the loophole. Don't use the TV's smart features. Buy a Roku, Fire TV Stick, Apple TV, or Google Chromecast. Use the TV as a monitor. When the TV's software becomes obsolete, your external device keeps working. The logic is sound. External streaming devices cost $30 to $150. They're supported longer than TVs, often 5 to 7 years with regular updates. When they become obsolete, you replace a $50 stick instead of a $1,200 TV. One AVS forum user explained, "Never rely on TVs for the smart stuff. Add-on smart sticks sold in the multi-millions are supported longer and far cheaper to replace when superseded." Another said, "I really wish TV manufacturers would allow you to turn off the smart TV aspects. Apple TV is 1,000 times better than any of the built-in TV UIs and software." But this workaround reveals the core problem. You're paying for smart TV features, then immediately disabling them because they're worse than a $50 external device. You're subsidizing features you don't use because manufacturers force them on you. And even with an external device, you're still stuck with the TV's hardware lifespan. The panel, backlight, and power supply will still fail on the same timeline. You've only delayed the software obsolescence, not the hardware failure. The premium TV exception. There is one way out of this cycle. Buy premium. High-end Sony, LG OLED, and Samsung QLED models genuinely do last longer. Better components, more robust power supplies, processors that don't become obsolete in 3 years. Consumer Affairs notes that with normal use, quality OLED should last 8 to 15 plus years. TCL puts OLED lifespan at 8 to 10 years. Samsung estimates 50,000 to 100,000 hours, 10 to 20 years of normal viewing. The catch? These TVs cost $1,500 to $3,000. That's 3 to 6 times the price of budget model. But here's the math that makes it worth it. A $2,400 TV that lasts 12 years costs $200 per year. A $499 TV that lasts 5 years costs $99.80 per year. Seems like the cheap TV wins, but you're not accounting for the replacement cycle. You'll buy that $499 TV 3 times over 15 years. Total cost, $1,497. The $2,400 TV lasts the full 15 years. Plus, you only set it up once, dispose of it once, and learn the interface once. And most importantly, you're not spending years 3 through 5 of every cycle frustrated with a degrading TV. Premium TVs don't just last longer. They work better while they last. The industry won't change unless forced. So why don't manufacturers build TVs that last longer? Because the business model doesn't reward it. TV manufacturers make more profit selling you 3 $500 TVs over 15 years than one $1,500 TV. Even if the $1,500 TV costs them more to build, the repeat purchases generate more revenue, and software obsolescence is even more profitable. Every time your TV becomes too slow to use, you buy a new one with the latest ads, tracking, and data collection built in. The TV becomes a platform for ongoing revenue extraction, not a durable product. Some countries are fighting back. In 2024, the UK required all smart devices to disclose how long they'll receive updates, but disclosure doesn't solve the problem. It just makes the bad behavior transparent. What would actually fix this? Regulations requiring minimum software support periods, laws against planned obsolescence, mandatory repairability and upgradability standards. But until consumers demand these changes, manufacturers have zero incentive to build TVs that last. The replacement cycle is getting shorter because it's profitable, and it'll keep getting shorter until buyers stop accepting it. The bottom line: the TV industry has engineered a system where you replace your TV every 5 to 6 years whether you want to or not. Hardware is designed to fail just past warranty. Software is designed to become obsolete before the hardware dies, and the whole cycle is hidden behind falling prices that make you think you're getting a deal. You're not. You're paying more over time, dealing with more hassle, and getting less value from every purchase. The only way to break the cycle is to buy premium and buy less often. Spend $1,500 to $2,500 on a TV you'll keep for 10 plus years instead of $499 on a TV you'll replace in 5. Use an external streaming device so software obsolescence doesn't force replacement. And buy from retailers like Costco with generous return policies and extended warranties, because the industry has decided your TV should be disposable. And until enough people refuse to accept that, nothing will change. So here's my question: how many TVs have you replaced in the last 15 years? And how many of them actually broke versus just became too annoying to use? Let me know in the comments, because I guarantee you're not alone. And if you want honest reviews that help you avoid this trap before you buy, subscribe, because someone needs to call out the TV industry for turning a 10-year purchase into a 5-year subscription.